Every once in a while, I get asked to do a child dedication for someone who's not connected to our congregation or any congregation. I say yes if I can because I understand the importance of those rites of passage, of marking a child's entrance into the world or into a family. But to me, those dedications never have the same power as the ones that we do here on Sunday morning in the context of a congregational community. In some way, they miss half the point of a Unitarian Universalist child dedication, the part that's about covenant and community. We don't just dedicate children to our faith. We also, and perhaps even more than that, are dedicating ourselves to that child and to the family that that child is a part of. You know that phrase, it takes a village to raise a child? In our child dedications, we commit to being that village. It's not just a commitment that we make to our children and parents, it's also a commitment we make to every person in this congregation. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be welcoming new members in our service, and we'll be making some of the same promises to those new members. We'll be saying to them, "We will be your village." One of the beautiful things about being a part of a congregation is you have this whole community of people who act as your trail angels on this journey of life. And you get the opportunity to play that role for others. So I wanted to talk today about the ways in which we are trail angels for each other, about things that we offer to one another in community and the ways we support each other when the journey is rough. And since this is something that we all do together, I'm gonna need your help. Are you up for that? So if you could just take a peek in the pews around you, there might be, like underneath the pews, there might be some boxes. If you've got one, pull it out and hold it up so we can see it. Oh, we've got some boxes. I think there's one back there, right? Folks? Back corner, you've got one? There's one. There. Oh, don't open it though. It's okay. Just, you can put it back in. We'll all be surprised later. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take a little journey around our sanctuary, and you are going to be my trail angels, offering me the little bits of help that are in those wonder boxes. You missed the wonder box this morning, right? So we've got 5. So you're gonna give me those little bits of help as I make my journey. Is there one over here somewhere? Right here. Perfect. So I wonder, what is in this box? Do you want to help me open it, Peggy? Oh, I think you have to untie. It's a fancy box. I thought with adults we could have some fancy boxes. What is it? Oh. It's a compass. Ooh. So one of the things about our life journeys, right, is that we don't actually get a map. Makes it a little harder than a hike sometimes, right? Hopefully you have a map on your hike. We might wish for a map, but there isn't a map to this journey. But we do have things that bring us back to our center, right? That ground us. Now, a compass doesn't actually give us a particular path to follow. It doesn't tell us where we're eventually going to get, though I suppose if you followed north for long enough, you'd get to the North Pole, maybe?
But even that's moving right now.
Oh, even that's moving right now, Jed says. So there's no hope for us. But the compass does remind us where north is, right? It reorients us when we get off track. Now I know that I have people and practices that I turn to in my life when I'm feeling lost or a little unsteady. One of my favorite things that I've heard people say about coming to church is that coming to church each week is what calls them back every 7 days to their best, truest self and reminds them who they are and how they want to be in the world. It reorients them and reminds them what their north is. So I wonder how you ground yourself when you are feeling lost or unsteady. I wonder who you turn to when you need to be reminded of your best or truest self. Let's see what's next. Do I have another box back here somewhere? Oh, perfect. I wonder what's in this box. You gonna open it for us? Oh, what is that? It's a water bottle. Whoa. Essential, right? Essential. Now, the thing about water is that it's actually one of the most essential things to continuing to be alive, right? Like you can go several days without food, but you can't go several days without water. Water is life, quite literally. It gives us the energy to keep going. It quenches our thirst. You know that feeling when it's a really hot day and you've been out in the sun and maybe you've been like mowing the lawn, right? And then you sit down and you have that big glass of cold water. You know how good that tastes? Think about that. It's instantly refreshing. And in our lives as well, there are times when we get thirsty. Spiritually, emotionally, we feel this longing for something that will refresh us, that will refresh our spirits, that will give us life again. Sometimes we long simply for the company of others when we're feeling alone. So I wonder what quenches your thirst, spiritually or emotionally. I wonder what gives you life. Should we keep going? Do I have one back here somewhere? Are you going to help me with it? You want to open it up for me? I wonder what's in this box. Oh my goodness. Can you pull it out? Can I take it? Thank you for your help. Veggie straws. Essential trail food, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's a little big to bring hiking, but sustenance. It's I think a scientific fact. I'm not sure, I haven't checked the science, but I think it's a scientific fact that food tastes better on a hike, right? There's something about like you're extra hungry when you get to the top of whatever, and you've got this beautiful setting around you, and that food, those veggie straws, maybe, taste like the best thing you have ever eaten. Now, in any case, it's definitely necessary to bring some sustenance on any journey. You need that energy, that substance to keep you going for the long haul. And we all need sustenance on our journeys. I often think about this in relationship to our work for justice. If we're going to be in that work, or any work that we're doing, anything that we're doing for the long haul, then we need to feed ourselves too. We can't just give and give and give. We'll burn out, and we're no use to anyone at all. So we need to find those ways that we refuel on our journeys. We need the practices and places and people who fill us up again, who keep us going, even and perhaps especially when we know that it's going to be a long, long road ahead of us. So I wonder where you find sustenance in your life. I wonder how you make sure to take the time and the space to refuel. What's next? What more can we possibly need? Do we have one somewhere around here? Oh, it's a gold box. What's in here? Oh, it's a flashlight. Pretty important. Now I try not to hike after dark, but I hear that it's good to take a flashlight just in case, right? You don't know in case you get lost. The flashlight's job is to help us to shine light in dark places, to help us see more clearly and be a little less afraid. We certainly need both in this world we live in. Sometimes life just feels kind of murky, right? You wish you could see more clearly. You're just too steeped in a situation to feel like you can see clearly anymore, or you're really unsure what it is that you're in the midst of. Have you ever been there? Yeah. Now, in those times, it can help to have someone who can look in from the outside, who can be that flashlight, can shine a light on the problem so you can see it in a new way. There are other times in our lives when it just feels scary, when life feels dark or uncertain, and we struggle to find hope. When I have been in those periods of my own life, there has always been someone or something that has pulled me back out. There has always been someone or something that has shined even just that little bit of light for me, to remind me what is good and beautiful about our life and the world. So I wonder what helps you see more clearly when life seems murky or uncertain. I wonder where you find hope when hope is hard to find. So I think there might be one more box, one more piece of trail magic for us. I wonder what's in this box. Can you help me open it?
You sure we can take it out?
Oh, then now you can take it out. Now it's time. Can you hold it up high? That's perfect. Thank you. It's a first aid kit. There's some Band-Aids in here, and some gloves, and some gauze. There probably should be other stuff in here, but it's not. I left all the well-stocked first aid kits in place, so they'd be available. So a first aid kit is one of those things that you bring on a hike hoping you won't have to use it, right? It's that like worst case scenario kind of thing. But it happens. It happens especially if you don't bring it. You get a splinter and you're so grateful for those tweezers, or you fall and cut yourself and thank goodness you brought some Band-Aids. The reality of life as well is that things get broken. Our bodies break and our hearts break. We have broken dreams and broken relationships. Now, a first aid kit doesn't necessarily heal or make that wound go away entirely, But it does help to hold you together while your body takes the time it needs to heal. This, to me, is the most powerful thing about being in community together. We aren't given a quick fix for our brokenness, but we're held in love. Held together to begin what is sometimes a lifelong process of healing. We act as Band-Aids and Neosporin and gauze for one another, offering just enough support and care to allow room for healing and wholeness to emerge in its time. I wonder if there is a time you've been held in love as you've begun to heal. I wonder who the people are in your life who hold you together when you feel broken. So here we've got it. A compass, some water, some snacks, a flashlight, first aid kit. The beginnings of a survival kit for life. For this crazy journey that we're all on together. A flock of trail angels, perhaps, ready to swoop in just at the right moment. A community of love and care. May we remember always that we are not single, solitary souls on this journey, but that we travel together, connected, even when we feel apart.